Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of.
Does Philadelphia 76ers player James Harden and his team president Daryl Morey have bad blood between them? Seems like yes. Harden's recent outburst against Morey indicates that there has been something boiling between the two. Let's see what James Harden feels about Daryl Morey. On August 14th, Harden restated his wish to not represent Philadelphia at a gathering in China that was a stop on an Adidas promotional trip. In front of multiple cameras, Harden declared, "Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be part of an organization that he's a part of." Let me repeat that.
Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of.
Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never join a group that he belongs to. In a statement to KHOU 11 News Houston later that week, Harden expressed his opinion that his relationship with Morey and the 76ers is beyond repair. The NBA has since launched an investigation into Harden's remarks. According to league sources, James Harden of the Philadelphia 76ers told investigators looking into the NBA's investigation into his liar remark that he was referring to President of Basketball Operations Daryl Morey, telling Harden he would trade him quickly after the $35.6 million opt-in for the 2023-24 season. The 76ers' current position is that they anticipate keeping Harden. Josh Harris, the owner of the Philadelphia 76ers, stated that he is trying to persuade Harden to stay in Philadelphia, but is prepared to accommodate what he wants if he and the organization are unable to persuade the 14-time All-Star and 2017-18 NBA MVP to withdraw his trade demand to the Los Angeles Clippers. Before the Commanders-Ravens preseason game on Monday afternoon, Harris, the new major owner of the NFL's Washington Commanders, remarked, "Listen, we're hard at work. I admire James. I want to satisfy his wishes. At the same time, I have to consider what we can gain back as a championship contending team. I wish I could persuade him to stay. I realize that's not what he wants to do at this time. I'm going to keep working to resolve it in a way that everyone can live with and is positive for everyone, whatever that resolution is. I respect him as a basketball player and as a person." It's back to, you're dealing with people, right? And you've got to be there. We'll see where it comes out. So what's the backstory here? On August 12th, team sources indicated that Morey and the 76ers had ended trade negotiations about Harden and that they were anticipating his arrival at training camp in late September. The Athletic was informed by a source close to Harden, who was not permitted to speak publicly about the situation, that Harden's plans had not altered since he requested a trade in the middle of July and that he presently has no plans to participate in training camp. Rival executives have long believed that Morey was attempting to keep Harden in Philadelphia, as The Athletic revealed in mid-July. When Harden decided to choose the player option for the upcoming season worth $35.6 million and concurrently make a trade request in late June due to his resentment over the way Morey handled his potential free agency, he asked out of the team. As Morey has stated in the open, the organization is very aware of the necessity to keep an all-star caliber players close to center Joel Embiid and will not agree to a transaction that would put the reigning MVP in a worse position to compete for a championship. Embiid's remarks in mid-July suggesting he would leave the team at some point increased the urgency of this particular scenario. Is this situation with Harden a classic example of the limits of NBA player empowerment? Has the player empowerment era of the NBA reached its peak? That is the question I have as the Damian Lillard and James Harden situations continue to develop into protracted player-team standoffs with no immediate sign of settlement. While the details of each situation vary, they all have three things in common: a player who demands a trade, who names a specific team as his desired destination, Miami for Lillard, the Clippers for Harden, etc., and who does so despite having just signed extensions with their current teams. When he had the option to become an unrestricted free agent in June, Harden chose to enter the final year of his contract at $35.6 million salary. Lillard committed to a 2-year, $122 million agreement with Portland in July 2022. Had he not, he may have become an unrestricted free agency this summer and would have likely had much more negotiating power. All of this is part of a wider plotline because Over the past several years, players have become more aggressive in their attempts to maneuver themselves into positions they desire despite having less than ideal leverage. Previously, only athletes who were in the final year of their contract, or perhaps midway through the season before, would try to force their way out like this. And in the past, rather than just demanding to be transferred somewhere in particular, they would create a list of teams. However, despite the increasing leverage positions from which these maneuvers were made, players consistently continued to succeed. James Harden is making an effort to convince the Philadelphia 76ers that he no longer wants to be a member of the team. Harden was questioned about whether it was still possible to mend the relationship during an interview with Houston's KHOU 11. It's Harden's most recent indication that he wants to leave Philadelphia following reports that the Sixers terminate trade talks for the 10-time All-Star. Harden attacked Sixers president Daryl Morey 2 days after the news broke. While in China on Monday, Harden declared, "Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be part of an organization that he is part of." According to numerous reports, Harden exercised his $35.6 million player option with a team after another disappointing playoff loss, and the Sixers started looking for trade possibilities. There were rumors that the New York Knicks and the Los Angeles Clippers could be the recipients of a trade, but nothing ever materialized. The NBA penalized the Philadelphia 76ers star player $100,000 for indicating that he would not perform the services called for under his player contract unless traded to another team, the league said on Tuesday. At an appearance in China last week, Harden dubbed Sixers president of basketball operations Daryl Morey a liar in front of the public. In separate statements to Houston TV station, he further emphasized that his relationship with the Sixers was beyond saving. The league's investigation, which included an interview of Harden, confirmed that these comments referenced Harden's belief that the 76ers would not accommodate his request to be traded. "We respectfully disagree with the league's decision to discipline James Harden for recent comments he made, which we believe do not violate the rule against public trade demands," the NBPA said in a statement, in part. Why would Harden criticize Morey so harshly, since he has known him for years from their time together with the Houston Rockets and now the Philadelphia 76ers? This offseason, Harden exercised his $35.6 million player option. According to reports, Harden and Morey discussed this and decided the Sixers would try to trade for Harden. Based on his suspicion that Morey wouldn't uphold their agreement, Harden called Morey a liar. Since he exercised his player option, he has no leverage whatsoever. He must continue to play for Philadelphia until they trade him, because if he doesn't, he risks losing his free agency status. That's it. What do you think about Harden's outburst on Daryl Morey? Let us know in the comments below. For more sports content like this, subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. See you with the next video. Until then, bye.